good day to you, viewer, watching this video right now, and a big sorry to all of my subscribers, who I know some of which have been waiting for a video from me for quite some time. Well, here it is, and what can I say? I've been a bit busy, but I've also been a bit lazy. But anyway, I'm going to recommend you a manga called A Distant Neighbourhood, which is by Jiro Taniguchi. Some of you who collect and read more less known manga will have probably heard of Jiro Taniguchi, but to be honest, he is quite an unknown author to English-speaking manga fans, which is quite surprising, to be honest, because a lot of his series are very short, which makes them, prime things to release, prime manga to release, as they're not long, they're not ongoing, you can rely on one-off purchases. But yeah, don't cast him aside as some unknown author, because he isn't that, and everything I have read by him has been absolutely amazing. Last time I recommended Solanin, and A Distant Neighbourhood isn't so different from that. It is mainly a drama, like Solanin, and also deals with adolescence and the important choices that come with it. But at the same time, it also deals with very different and quite original ideas and plot devices. A Distant Neighbourhood takes us into the life of Hiroshi, a middle-aged workaholic who one day decides to visit his mother's grave. Standing before the grave, he suddenly finds himself whisked back to his childhood, only with his middle-aged consciousness, knowledge and abilities intact. Eventually he takes this as a blessing and decides to enjoy life as a child once again. That is, until he remembers the date his father disappeared and realizes that that date is once again fast approaching. With knowledge of what is going to happen, Hiroshi has to take it upon himself to try and put things right, but it isn't so simple. A Distant Neighbourhood, to me, is an absolute marvel. The art is crisp and wonderful, and Taniguchi is able to make a small suburban town and its inhabitants as interesting as modern-day Tokyo. The art draws the audience in, and the story is the icing on the cake. Taniguchi steers so far from all the obnoxious melodrama, which would have probably been present had another author tackled the subject. And most importantly, nothing in A Distant Neighbourhood feels artificial. The setting, the characters, their emotions and thoughts, it all hits the spot. It is well developed, and the characters and their actions feel completely believable. A Distant Neighbourhood is a mature, well-written, well-drawn manga that clearly reminds us however much we want to, we can't return to the days gone by, and in that respect, like Solanin, it is very down-to-earth and relatable. If you were given a second chance, what would you do differently, and what would you do the same? A Distant Neighbourhood poses some very interesting and very thoughtful questions. A Distant Neighbourhood consists of 2 volumes and has been released in English by a publisher known as Fanfare. Each volume costs a little more than your average manga volume, but the publishers generally do a very good job, and A Distant Neighbourhood is one of those hidden gems that absolutely everyone should read, so it is more than worth it. Once again, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope you find this manga to your interest. Oh, and it may be a bit early, but Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a brilliant New Year.